All right, so we're going to be talking about my first 30 days with 3D printing. Here are the top tools that I've used that have been effective to me or wish that I had when I first started. When I first got started with 3D printing, I was fortunate. Basically, my wife was able to get me a 3D printing kit, which helped me essentially get started with the essentials. In that kit, you'll see things like this chisel set. You'll see something like these brushes, these stainless steel brushes to help you clean up your nozzle and your extruder. You'll also see these pins. Thankfully, I haven't needed these yet, but this is to clean up any clogs. Let's see if I can. This is to clean up any clogs that you may have with your nozzle. And also this set of pliers right here. So this set of pliers have been helpful for me, especially when trying to deal with tough supports. These have been somewhat crucial, and I tend to use the grab and twist method to get the supports off of some of my builds. And interestingly enough, this tool actually I find that is not as helpful to me it's not as helpful for actually scraping or getting the print off of the print bed. What I've found to be more helpful is just bending the bed, especially when you get it right off the heated pad, and you just bend it a little bit, it snaps right off. Now, as for cleaning, this has been indispensable. The washable school glue, any kind will work, any glue stick kind will work, but having a glue stick, definitely crucial to having a clean build that comes off the plate. Something else that I learned was I was a little bit overzealous in using the glue sticks, so I was using it liberally and I wasn't cleaning it off. And I started to create problems over time after a certain amount of builds, of course. I think I made a video on it, recorded the process of just washing it off, and there was a lot of glue on that bed, on that board. So this tool actually was really helpful in just scraping off the gunk. And then I was able to wash it off with some soap and water, and it was good like new. So this tool has been helpful. I think for actually getting prints off the bed, if it's actually quite tricky, I've been told online that this is actually more useful, and it's more like a plastic razor. It really gets into the in between, gets really in between, but you can only use it for a couple of uses. But if you look online, you can find it for a few dollars. Now, what I wish I had when I was trying to get supports off of this one particular print was a heat gun. And having a heat gun would have actually helped quite a lot. I've seen a few methods online, such as using a water bath for those tree supports. And that really depends on what 3D print you have. And I just couldn't risk water seeping into the print or trying to get it dry. So I think this method works pretty well for the heat gun. The brushes have also helped me quite a lot too. The brushes have helped me to clean up any stuck on filament that doesn't get after a print or just after a little while when there's trouble with extrusion. Very helpful. Also, this digital caliper, finally got one online. Fairly useful, has a 0 out. And this is useful for just sizing up a print or just to check the size of a filament, making sure it's at that 1.75 range. So very useful overall. One of the other things that's helped me is actually getting PTFE tube or Bowden tube. And I used it to replace the existing Bowden tube on my BQ over there. So you'll see it right over there, the white tubing. And the reason why for that is it's very simple. Basically, I wanted to be able to see the filament that was actually getting moved into the extruder. and to the hot end as well. And I couldn't do that with the blue tubing. So that's been very helpful for me. If anything, I'd say is the most important about these tools is just making sure that you're maintaining the 3D printer and that you're keeping the extruder clean. Also, maintaining the build plate, making sure that it's not getting too messy is important. One life hack tip I learned about the clipper, as I've been learning the software as well, is the printing speed option. It does do a little bit of under extrusion. I have seen that if you increase the settings from 100 to say 150, your mileage may vary. It's really going to depend on the material you're using as well, but it's been very helpful nonetheless. So what I would say to that is, in my first 30 days of 3D printing, it's been a blast. Learning about all the different intricacies, actually getting to print out some useful or entertaining prints have been very nice. And now I'm starting to get into the actual using Unity, using Blender, creating models, and creating those products that I can sell online. If you're interested in that, interested in how to set up those different stores and do the marketing, etc., stay with me on this channel and subscribe, and I'll take you through the journey as I go from learning how to 3D print to building my 3D print shop store, and also making sales with 3D prints of my own. All right, thanks for watching. Look forward to the next 30 days and perhaps even the next 30 years of 3D printing.